OdeeLoccSportsInfo here, back with another vid for you guys. Yeah, y'all, hit that subscribe, like, bell icon so y'all can be notified of this reel, because y'all know OdeeLoc keeps it real. Yeah, y'all, I'm at work, and I will leave a link to this article so you guys can check it out for yourself. But according to Memo and Conte, Errol Spence saying no VADA testing until 1/5/19, is he cycling off, right? Was he cycling off? The PEDs? Since the cult members, right, since they want to bring up, Conte name, right? They want to bring up Conte name when it comes down to Pacquiao, but they don't bring up his name when it comes down to Spence, Floyd, and Andre Ward, right? And this is what they say. I'm surprised that no one else is talking about this. Guys here gave Pacquiao hell for close to half a decade for wanting a cutoff 2 weeks out from the fight, where there was zero benefits to gain from doping in 14 days, according to PED experts Memo and Conte. Drug testing crusaders also stopped talking about PEDs once Floyd was caught using illegal IV fluids, a common and effective practice for masking doping. Right? And Floyd Mayweather, he was caught using an IV, right? He was caught using an IV. He was caught, right? But the cult members, they gave him an excuse, right? And then Conte, he says about Spence. He says, Conte says Spence is supposed to submit his VADA forms today, and there was controversy about Spence not enrolling in VADA for the longest time after the Brook fight was announced, right? So the fight was announced. Errol Spence Jr. was supposed to be enrolled in VADA, but he didn't enroll in VADA until the last minute, right? And this was against Kell Brook. And I want y'all to remember, that was for the what? IBF belt, right? It was for the IBF belt. It wasn't for the WBC. It was for the IBF. Remember that. And then Conte, he also said Floyd Mayweather, he said Floyd, Ward, and Drug Mule all played the waiting game. They waited until the last possible minute to announce fights. Drug Mule was the only one who mistimed his cycle, right? Floyd, Ward, and Drug Mule all played the waiting game. They waited until the last possible minute to announce fights. Drug Mule was the only one who mistimed his cycle. So Drug Mule was the only one who mistimed his cycle and got caught on PEDs, right? And got caught. But see, you hear the cult members, they talking about Conte now, right, when it comes down to Pacquiao. But they was not talking about Conte when he accused Errol Spence, Floyd Mayweather, and Andre Ward of being on PEDs. Right? Keep it fair. This is what I say about the cult members. They can't keep it real to save their life. Right? They lie and bullshit to push a narrative. Now let's see if they're gonna, report this, right? Because Conte, he said the same thing about Errol Spence Jr. that he's saying about Pacquiao, right? But why didn't the cult members have the same energy then? We all know why, right? We all know why. Because they're on the PBC. And most of these cult members are PBC fanboys, or they're on the payroll for the PBC. And this is what y'all got to understand. Now, Conte, he came out and he said that Errol Spence Jr. was supposed to submit his VADA forms today, and it took a while for him to enroll after the Kell Brook fight was